Good morning, everyone. My name is Dhruv and I am an alumni of VIT Velo. I have passed out as a mechanical engineer, and I have been teaching students for more than 2.5 years. I've been teaching math, science, and computer science to 6 to 10 students, and also C++ and C Sharp and Java as well. I would like to thank Byju's for this opportunity for letting me teach in such a biggest platform in India. And with this, I would like to start with the basic concepts of circle. Thank you. You here. Actually, circle is one of the shapes that is mostly being used in all the industries and all in your daily lives. You can see pizzas, you can see cakes. Everyday birthday cakes are made and cut, and you can see gears in an industry working. This is a gear with n number of teeth, and can you see these type of things? Gears used in cars, the gear used in vehicles, and also clocks. So there are various applications of circles and their concepts used in each one of them. So I'll be teaching all of them one by one. So basically, what is a circle actually? Like what do you mean by circle, and what is the definition of circle? So circle is a locus of a point, of a variable point, whose distance from a fixed point remains constant, always constant. So according to the definition, so there is a fixed point O, and there is a variable point V which moves here and there, and the distance between them is always fixed. Yes, there's a definition of circle. So this is fixed. Okay. Here's V again. This is fixed. Okay, fine. Now the V comes here. This is fixed. X is fixed. X always remains constant. The distance is always constant. This is X. This is X. So this is X. Okay. So these. So what do you find when you join all the infinite number of V's that are present? So you get a circle. Yeah. The shape seems like a circle. So this is a circle. Okay, fine. The distance between from the center to the circumference is always constant, and then we call that distance as the radius of the circle. So this X is the radius. This is the radius, and this is the center O of the circle. And we denote a circle, we denote theoretically denote theoretically a circle as CO, that is the center, and R, that is the radius. Now I would proceed with the chords on a circle. Chords. The definition of chords is, what is chords? So chord is a line segment joining any 2 points in a circle. So this is a circle CO, R. Okay, the center, this is the radius, and this is a circle, this is the center O, and this is a chord with the 2 points A, B, and the A and B lie on the circumference of the circle. Fine, on the boundary of the circle. So this is the chord. This is a line segment. Fine. So AB is a line segment. Segment. Okay. Now what are secants? And with this, what are secants? The definition secant is also the same. Okay, but there's one difference, that secant is a line passing through the circle, intersecting it at 2 points, any 2 points actually. So this is A and B, and this is a center O. So what is the difference between a secant and a chord? So chord is a line segment. Here I like the difference. This is a chord. Okay, so chord, this is a circle, and this is a chord to it. AB is a chord to the circle. Okay, and so you see, chord is a line segment, and a secant is not a line segment, it is a line. So there's a difference between line and a line segment. So I hope you know that line segment is finite and a line is an infinite point. So what is diameter actually? Diameter is double of radius, and it passes through the center. So this is this center O, and this is the diameter AB. Okay, not only this is the diameter, there are infinite number of diameters in circles, CY, CX, AY, MY, something like this. Okay, there are lots of diameters, but is diameter a chord? You can see from the definition of the chord that a chord is a line segment joining any 2 points on a circle. So you see that this is a point and this is a point. This is a point, C is a point, X is a point. So diameter is joining any 2 points on a circle, as well it is passing through the center. So hence we can say that all diameters are chord, but we can also say that all chords are not diameters, because so this is a circle with a center O, C, O, R, the circle name, and here's the chord AB. Okay, the chord AB. Now when I go up, you see the chord XY is a little bit more bigger than AB. Okay, now then I again go up, you see GM is a more bigger chord than XY and AB. So as I go up towards the center, you see that at the center, I can say the name of the chord is ZM, ZN. Okay, so you see this is bigger than all the 3 other chords below chords M. And when we go up above the center, you can see, let's say the chord name is HF. Okay, you see that HF is a little smaller than ZN. So as we go above the center, you see the chords get shorter and shorter, and it comes to a point. You see that the diameter is the chord that passes through the center, and hence it is the biggest chord in the circle. I hope you have understood all the concepts of chords. Now I will jump to the tangents, as they're very important. And what are tangents actually? The tangents are the line drawn from an external point and that intersect the circle at just one point. So here's a circle O. with a center O and external point S, and the line drawn from it meets the circle at just one point. So let's say the point is P. So we say this point that is meeting the circle and the line and the tangent is called as a point of contact. So the P is a point of contact, and hence from an external point, two tangents can be drawn. So from the other tangent that can be drawn is this from the other point, but we can't draw any other number of tangents, because if we draw, then you see it meets a tangent at 2 points, here it meets a tangent at 2 points, and others. So there can only be two tangents drawn from an external point. Now you can visualize this point of contact, what I'm talking about, and as it is very important when you take physics in your 11th or 12th. So the point of contact here, you can visualize vehicle. Here is a vehicle, and here is its wheel. Okay, so you see the vehicle are in the shape of a circle, and the road is just a line or a plane. You can take it as a plane in 3D, but here you see it's just a line. Okay, so the wheels are in a point of contact with the road. Okay, the wheel are in a point of contact with the road. Here is the point of contact. Here is the point of contact. And in the similar fashion, when you see the gears of a car or the gears working in industry, how they mostly work is, here is the first gear with some teeth, with n number of teeth. Okay, this is a gear with n number of teeth. These are the teeth. These are teeth, and this is another gear with n number of teeth. Okay, it is in mesh with the other gear. Mesh means it is in contact with the other gear. So the point of contact of these two gears, which is this is the point of contact of these two gears. If this gear is moving in a anti-clockwise direction, then this will always move in a clockwise direction because of the point of contact, because of the force that is acting here. Okay, because of the tangential force that is acting here. So here, these are the application of point of contact, and they are very important. So here I come to the arcs and arc of a circle, and what is the degree measure of an arc? So a continuous piece of a circle is called as an arc. So this is a continuous piece, and you see a circle here, and here from A is, these are the 3 points on the circle, ACB. So you see a continuous piece ACB are on the circle, and these 3 points are on the circle, so these denote as an arc. Okay, we represent it as a circular sign here, a curved sign. ACB is an arc, hence you can see ACB is an arc.